screen? Okay. I want to introduce my boss, Law Loving. He's normally not in these meetings, but he made time today to meet you all.
Brochet is giving me far more importance than I actually have. Please do not confuse me with anyone that has any real power. So some of you may know me, and I'm sure we've emailed back and forth, at least with many of you. I am Law Loving, as Brochet said, and I work at the foundation in a number of capacities, but on STEM.LD, I do a lot of the work with the partners. So anything that you have to do with any of your deep dive partners or with TNTP, the orientation portion of things, that's sort of my purview within the grant. And I just wanted to be on here to listen to the different things that are going on, and also so that you knew that if there was ever any kind of issue with a partner, anybody not delivering or not a good fit, we really want those to be driven by your demands and your interests and the things that sort of fit your classroom. So if there's anything that we can improve upon, if there are outages, if there are things you think that the partners are not filling, if there's subject matter or something you think that they can be doing better, or if there's just things you want to see revised, definitely feel free to reach out and let me know. I'll drop my information in the chat, my email address. I can have Brochet or Brittany one do that. But I'm always available and happy to help. And some of y'all reach out to me with some frequency. I see Jack Leonard on there. Hey, Jack.
Hey.
Jack knows, right? If you need to call me. I'll get back to you pretty fast. So yeah, I'm excited to be here and just listen in, and hopefully I can contribute in some meaningful way. So thanks, Brochet.
This is our meeting overview, what we're going to be talking about in the meeting. We're going to start out with a quick game. So I would like for you all to put in 3 words that you think of when you think of STEM. I know it says 1 word, but 3 words in the chat that you think of when you think of STEM.
Move ahead and then we'll get back to the word cloud.
Okay, we'll find out the word in a little bit. But when we say STEM, I feel like a lot of people in their minds just think of engineering, CTE, but we mean all basic level math, science, biology, everything. And I know that concept can kind of get miscued. So I think that was an important topic for us to go over. I'm always having issues with the slide. Okay, we're going to move forward. So our next topic is we are partnered with Nice Longer Online to offer STEM general education courses. These seat fees will be 100% covered as of now, but later on in the grant, there's a possibility that we might not be covering them because we want to sustain this initiative. If your school is interested in signing up for these courses, you can contact Jillian Davis. Her email is at the bottom here. And if you have any questions, you can contact her, you can contact me. And I will be sending out a follow-up email with this information for you to keep. Do you have anything to add, Law, or anyone?
I would just say that so some of you may have been using Nice Longer Online in your schools already to this point, and we are happy to supplement. If you've already got students taking any of these courses, we're happy to use our funding to support that. But if you're thinking about having new students or taking advantage of some new opportunities, we'd really love to support that with our seat fees. We do have a limited budget on that, so even for this first year, while we are covering the entirety of seat fees, it is sort of a first come, first served basis, especially if you are in the middle school grades and 8th grade. If you think about something like 8th grade algebra, for example, there's a couple of advantages that come with getting in early. One is, of course, taking advantage of the funding, but we can also structure courses to really fit your students, whether it's a full class or full sections worth, or if it's a few students from one school and a few students from other schools. we can help provide some unique supports, particularly for middle school students. So please, if you're interested in that, reach out to Jill and she'll connect with us on our end and make sure everything's squared away there. But what we'd really like for folks to be taking advantage of this, we'd love to see all the seat fees or all the seats taken. And of course, this funding will go up through the fall of this year as well. Up through the fall. But if we are able to max out our funding, then that would tell us that for future budgets, we need to allocate more potentially, so more opportunities for seats. So there's some CTE pathways you can see here with coding and networking, and also with health sciences. There's also some science and math. We also do want to plug, while it's not specifically part of STEM.LD, the AP Access for All grant also pays for AP courses to be taken online for free, including taking the AP test. Not all of those are STEM courses, but some of them are. That's also part of Not Stronger Online. So a lot of opportunities to do a lot of creative scheduling and creative access for students in the STEM fields in particular. And we hope that you'll take advantage of those opportunities.
Does anyone have any questions regarding this?
I'll drop Jill's email.
Yeah, Jill's email is there on that form, but Brittany's also going to put it in the chat.
Oh, there it is.
This was our cloud game that we played. A lot of different answers. It's interesting.
Engaging was the most
Engaging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engagement.
Application, real world.
Application, real world, and yeah.
Yep.
And so I put that together, real world application.
I'm going to turn it over now to Natalie from Biobuilder. She's going to be talking about the Idea Accelerator that is coming up.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Can hello. Sorry, I'm Natalie Caldell, and
Yeah, she was on
It's
there.
on there.
Yep.
Oh, we're not hearing that.
can you all hear me? All right.
Oh, are you muted, Natalie?
I am not muted. No.
She's not muted, she said.
We can't hear you on our end, Natalie.
Leslie, can you hear me?
Anyone else hear her?
I
Yeah.
can hear you. I can hear her.
Give
All
us a
right,
thumbs
so-
up if you can hear Natalie.
Yep. So Law, that's on you.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's on our end, so go ahead, Natalie.
That's all right. Do you mind terribly, Brichet, if I shared my screen? Whoop, let me, you can't hear me, so how am I gonna, sorry, can I share?
Yours, Rashay.
All right, once she lets me share my screen, I will go ahead and just show you a few things that are relevant to this offering. So my name is Natalie Caldell, and I am the founder and executive director of Biobuilder. It's interesting that so many of the words related to STEM that come to mind for you guys are related to applications and hands-on and engagement, because that is really fundamentally where we started with Biobuilder. I will say that when I was in high school, I liked science. I liked a lot of my classes. I liked French. I was taking language and everything else. And the reason I became a scientist is because I had a chance to work in a real lab when I was a high school student, and I got to do science, not just learn about science, but actually like see a place for myself in science and what we were doing. So Biobuilder really comes out of the hope that I have to be able to share science and the hands-on nature of science for students and teachers everywhere. So this is the Biobuilder website. It's got a screen thing that's running at the beginning here, but the curriculum is listed under this tab here. There's a for teachers portion of it, and it lists a lot of the hands-on real world application kind of opportunities for making biology do stuff that people want it to do in the world. So when you ask students, like, what do you want to do with biology? What problem could you solve with biology? You come away with just all kinds of great ideas. We have this workshop running up here in Boston. It's a hands-on workshop to do this for students. And we have students that want to clean up oil spills. We have students that want to do medical applications. We have students that want food with different nutritional value. You know, they want to be able to like grow food with less water. Anyway, they have a whole slew of ideas about how they could make the world better if they were able to engineer biology to do it. So, so Biobuilder is a program, a curriculum that helps students tap into that desire to do stuff in the world and use biology to do it. And it supports teachers with professional development opportunities and a community of online colleagues. When COVID paused so much of education, we developed a number of online programs that built on the strengths of what Biobuilder does, which is to put students together to brainstorm and come up with novel ideas that they would like to use to solve problems using biology. And so this is under programs, join us online. One of the online programs that we developed is this Idea Accelerator that's here. So the Idea Accelerator has a cohort that is starting at the end of this month. I wanted to mention that because it is an opportunity for all the STEM.LD partners to join us if they are interested in starting. And I'll give you a little bit of a look. We run the program, it's 3 weeks of, you know, as you want to pace it, content with recorded, this is the Canvas site that we use. It's recorded content that students can watch. It's downloadable chapters from our textbook. It's follow-up short videos, and then some activities and discussions that students can participate in. For example, here we talk about a system in which students, in which a biology could detect arsenic in water. So like if you had a contaminated well, maybe you could take a sample of that water and mix it with some bacteria, and the bacteria would turn a different color if there was arsenic contamination in that water. And so, you know, we use that as an example, and some of the students rebuild it to say, like in this case, they want to detect arsenic and lead. So that we have a teaching assistant who's a bioengineer who responds to all of the students' questions and ideas, you know, giving them ideas like, you know, they want to do arsenic and chlorine. So we have ideas about what students might want to do, and then we have a person responding in real time to give them some feedback on it. And then at the end of the 3 weeks, the students give a 2-minute presentation about a biology that they would have engineered if they could get into a laboratory to actually do it. And some of the previews, some of the showcases that we've had in the past are posted to our YouTube channel. So, you know, just as an example
an
here.
environment and can create proteins, they show promise as a method of responsive pain treatment.
For the open reading frame, we will use a gene from the Pseudomonas bacteria.
So, so one student here wants to develop a bacteria that maybe you can rub on your skin and soothe pain. This one would like to develop a bacteria that can eat microplastics in the ocean. And then we can move on. This is a team in Philadelphia that would like to, it looks like, detect some algae blooms. So, you know, if there's a contaminant in the water that's going to lead to algae blooms, this would be an early warning signal for that. So all of these are on YouTube. You can get a good sense of what the students are interested in doing. The last thing that I'll share with you is a flyer that I'm going to have you guys will have access to this afterwards. It describes all of the programming that's available through Biobuilder for all the STEM.LD partners. We have teacher professional development workshops that we run over the summer, couple of weeks again of online lessons, and then we do 2 half days of hands-on laboratory work. The Idea Accelerator is what I came here to mention. We have the final cohort starting end of April. And if you guys are curious about what this cohort is going to be doing, a week from tomorrow, they'll be doing their final showcase. Anybody who might have known Wendy Courtney when she was down in your neck of the woods, it's Wendy's class in Georgia that's participating. And so all of those students will be presenting their project ideas next week. And then students who have really exciting ideas from the Idea Accelerator can go on next year into what we call the Biobuilder Club, where we pair them with a mentor over 6 months to help them really develop their project ideas. The second half of this flyer that I'll send you has some testimonials from high school kids at Dobbins Bennett who have gone through the Biobuilder curriculum and are interested in it and have had some reactions to it. So as I say, I will share this flyer with you. I would invite you to join that last Idea Accelerator of this academic year. We will offer it again next year if it seems like it's a better fit for you for next year. But let me now stop sharing my screen. And I don't know if there's any time for questions. Yes, Brittany made 2 important clarifications. The school does not have to be partnered with Biobuilder in the Idea Accelerator. You're more than welcome to join. We'd love to have you.
Thank you, Natalie. I'm gonna go back to sharing my screen now.
Can I add a point about
Yes,
that?
yes.
Yeah, so to clarify Natalie's point, and just really not to clarify, but to expand upon it, some of you have already selected Biobuilder as a partner, which is great. It means you're going to get access to the professional development and the items you can use in your classroom, in addition to having your students have access to Idea Accelerator and Biobuilder Club. Those are out of school time activities. You don't have to be partnered with Natalie, but obviously it's a great idea to get the whole package all in once. And the reason I really mention that is there's a good segment of schools that have yet to submit their partnerships. So if you're still on the fence and thinking about it, and this sounds interesting to you, you can also consider Biobuilder as a partner and do an official partnership with the school selection form. So if you're still on the fence and still figuring that out, we have a whole host of partners, but remember that Biobuilder is certainly one of them, and they're a great partner to work with.
The deadline for the partners is April 15th to select a partner. The calendar of events we went over in our last meeting, so I'm not going to go over that again, but I just want to direct you to continue to go to the website for events and other information. We have a frequently asked questions over here on the side that you can go to, and then advanced coursework. So I just want you guys to start using the website more. Here's the upcoming events that we are having. We've already went over the Biobuilder, empowering the ESTEM with Purdue. That is April 19th. That is the 3rd session. There was a session before that, and it is online. Then May 14th, we have the MATE through StreamWorks, and that is at ETSU Center for Physical Activity, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. I will send this information in an email, and you can also go to the website in the calendar of events and get this information. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. Here's our contact list. I put Law in here if you ever need to reach him. And then we also have our contact list on the website as well. I want to congratulate Chunky High School and Volunteer High School. They placed in the RDL competition with StreamWorks, and they did really well. So I want to congratulate them. They're also going to be featured in our newsletter. So keep a lookout for that. April 15th is the deadline for the partners. I also want to say that you guys need to update your spreadsheet if you haven't already. If you have any new teachers that need to take the professional development. Is there anything else anyone wants to add?
I'll add something. So you all heard Law say that you could participate, your kids can participate in this Biobuilder activity, even if you're not partnered. That is true for all of the out-of-school time activities. And I want to make sure that that's well understood, because sometimes I think folks don't know that. If you've got kids that want to participate in some of these out-of-school time activities, for example, if Walter State's doing a camp and you have a student who wants to attend, you don't have to be partnered with Walter State for your student to attend that camp. You just need to let us know. We might have limited seats that we can scholarship, but let us know if you have kids that want to do any of these out-of-school time activities, because we really want students to participate in those, whether or not the schools are partnered with that particular partner.
I will just tack on to that and give another example. If there is an event going on that maybe you or your school is not officially partnered with, but you want to bring students to, or you want to engage with, in the beginning of March, we did a hammer build at Walter State. So if I had a hammer as a partner on this grant, you can absolutely bring students to do a hammer build and don't have to be partnered with Hammer as a year-long professional development partner. So there are lots of creative ways to engage with that. Our focus in the first year was very much professional development, but in this year, we're really going to be focusing on the out-of-school time activities, the advanced coursework, and we want to make sure that everybody knows how many opportunities there are available, because there really are quite a few and they're growing.
And to tag on to that, I have one last question for you guys. So one thing that we're working on and trying to cipher through is we want to get to the students. We want them to know of the out-of-school time activities and how to market that. Does anyone have any ideas on that? The best way to market?
Transportation.
If we
Concerns.
did flyers, like posters or flyers,
I was gonna say posters.
would
or
that be a way
something
for kids to have
that
an
have
awareness of what was available to them? Or is there a better way than that?
Is there an in-person thing we can go to?
I think some people are trying to.
For high
switch,
schools,
but-
I think social
We
media
can't hear them.
is.
We can't, okay,
So let me switch.
mute yourself. Crochet, and we'll use this other computer. Gracious.
Mr. Broyles, you're unmuted.
I can unmute.
Can they hear us now?
Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay.
So if we were going to utilize social media, we have some STEM.LD accounts, but they're lightly followed because they're new. We haven't done a whole bunch of promotion of those. So would it be helpful if we created like some text or some sort of social media post with an image and yeah, media kit may be a good phrase for that, and then distributed that for y'all to use on whatever social media makes sense for your schools? Seeing several head nods there. Okay. So that sounds like, I mean, we can certainly do that and posters at the same time. They're not that different really, but
Right.
we can create them in different formats. That's very, very helpful.
Yes.
And if you have other ideas that you just don't want to put in the chat, you can email them to me and we can discuss as a team.
This is a good bunch of stuff. Good idea. Went from asking for partners.
So
That's a good idea.
now to that point, Joshua, I will say the partners and I have had multiple discussions around doing more things in person. So I do think you'll be seeing more of them, especially starting in the fall and certainly over the summer, some of them have activities. But we may think about a more consistent way to bring them all together as we think about partner selection. That's a good idea. If you all want Natalie to come visit, twist her arm now. I don't know for sure if Natalie's gonna get to come or not, so.
I would love to. We'll see.
We probably need to sign off. Because we can't hear what they're saying.
Well, if there's not anything else, I will end this meeting. You can email me with any questions or concerns. And we will talk. We're not having one in the summer.
No.
August will
Fall.
be our next meeting.
Yeah.
And remember to update your spreadsheets. And that's about it. Thank you.